You know, for a long time, YouTube's been the gold standard for allowing its users a robust arena of free speech and the ability to make money off those videos that they make on that medium through things like ad revenue sharing. That era may be coming to an end. I mean, for a long time, other arenas like Facebook and Twitter seem to have been far more ideologically based in what they will allow to be posted. I mean, we all remember that hypocrisy where Milo was kicked off Twitter after a spat with Leslie Jones, while she, who had made such wonderful tweets as this, and of course boasting how she engaged in exactly the same bullying.
And I blow you up too, so if you tweet me thinking that I'm the only one that's gonna get it, I retweet it so all my followers can see it and get on your punk.
Which, when it happened to her, she found so offensive that she had to get the guy banned. Now, recently I was on the Rubin Report for an interview which should be on his channel in a week or so. And he asked me if I feared that YouTube would go the way of Facebook and Twitter. And I gave him my reasons why I thought YouTube had been so good on this front. And those reasons weren't entirely for virtuous or philanthropic reasons.
It's the moral of these new times of yours. Folks who throw dirt on you aren't always trying to hurt you. And folks who pull you out of a jam aren't always trying to help you.
You see, many folks like to throw out this red herring of, but YouTube's a company. They can do whatever they want. Really? Can they? Actually, no, they can't. Because if they don't make money, shortly afterwards, YouTube doesn't exist anymore. Companies cannot exist in the long term if they don't make money. I mean, you might as well argue that YouTube's a free company, and so if it wants to blow up its headquarters, then it's free to do so. It's just a pointless red herring. You see, it turns out that YouTube gets about half of the ad revenue of the videos that you make, of your work, which isn't an entirely unfair split in that they do an excellent job in maintaining the site, making it user-friendly, making it easy to use, running all the ad machinery, paying for the bandwidth, and so forth. So to a first-degree approximation, the more eyes that are watching videos, the more money YouTube is getting. That's their business model. And yeah, controversial stuff tends to get more eyes watching it. Banning controversial hot topics would be kind of a fiscal own goal for a company of this sort. It's in their benefits to give a very broad remit on what is permitted as free speech, and that way everyone is a winner.
You, me, them, everybody.
Actually, let me rephrase that slightly. Everyone of importance is a winner. You know, everyone except the Hurt Feelings Brigade. That is, YouTube are winners here. The producers are, and the viewers are. Well, secondly, if you do at some point make it clear that all you have to do is complain about someone enough and you can get them banned, then you enter flagging war territory. Level 4, flagging war. Flag war, flag war, flag war, flag war. I mean, let me give you another financial truth. All the human decisions YouTube has to make costs them money. And once it becomes public knowledge, all you have to do is complain about someone enough to YouTube and they will ban them. They will have to deal with great factions of people complaining about how the other person's stuff is offensive. And the amount of money that they will have to spend making decisions trying to police this will go through the roof. Ironically, that's exactly the flagging utopia that social justice warriors have been pushing so hard for, getting as far as the United Nations.
I think it's important to recognize that harassment is as someone had mentioned, it's not just what is legal and illegal, right? Harassment is threats of violence, but it's also the day-to-day grind of you're a liar, you suck, you know.
Trying involves actually like reading feminist literature. What are all of, there's so many things, right? We could like brainstorm a million ways that we could create these structural changes. And creating structural change means people have to follow those structures.
But we can make systems that actively deter that kind of behavior, which would make a huge impact on the lives of me and so many other people who are being harassed online.
Still blind to the fact that if they get their brave new world where you can just flag people off the internet if you find them offensive, they will be euthanized by exactly the same two-edged blade that they're trying to forge to vanquish their ideological foes. And at almost exactly the same time, hell, maybe even by the same stroke. In fact, Anita would have me banned thousands of times over because she would hold me accountable for any crap that anyone did to anyone else because they saw a video that I made exposing their bullshit. And hell, by that same reasoning, she would have to be banned thousands of times over for the hate mob that she's inspired. And under this new glorious feminist devised system where everyone is guilty until proven innocent, and satire and comedy count as harassment and hate. And you banned everyone who violated one of these rules. I mean, hell, let's just cut to the chase. Once you've banned everyone for everything, I'm really not so sure that's going to enhance anyone's internet experience. Felled by the very tool forged of their own avarice, for the simple reason that they couldn't form a coherent response to arguments fielded on an open and level playing field of free speech. Then, of course, YouTube is entirely dependent on people making videos.
It's easy. Look at my fingers. 4 stones, 4 crates. 0 stones, 0 crates!
No one makes videos, YouTube goes bust. It's that simple. Making videos takes a lot of time and effort, and I've been doing this for almost a decade. Hell, if someone puts that sort of time and effort into making videos on YouTube and they just turn around and at the drop of a hat flip a switch and say, sorry, your videos don't conform to our ideological standards now, YouTube would become a ghost town in less time than it took the social justice warriors to destroy the Occupy Wall Street movement. No one is going to invest that sort of time and effort if at the arbitrary whim, at some arbitrary time, YouTube can just make all of your work vanish. I mean, now people do YouTube for a career. But it's more than that. If YouTube actually do kick you completely off, they effectively airbrush all of your work from history. Yeah, there is a reason why this sort of thing provokes such powerful responses from long-time YouTubers. They could, in principle, disintegrate 10 years of work that, say, I've put into video making. Nonetheless, it seemed to be that it was moving towards a happier balance between creators and YouTube. They seemed to reach this Nash equilibrium where everyone was happy enough. And that's what I told Dave Rubin. Then this happened.
Sup, you beautiful bastards? Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. Welcome back to the Philip DeFranco Show, and let's just jump into it. And guys, the first thing today is I don't think that I can call you beautiful bastards anymore because apparently that and several other things I do are not, quote, advertiser friendly. Based off of this update, it appears it's because I use what they call excessively strong language. And they're explaining they're doing it because they're just following terms of service. YouTube reserves the right to turn off monetization if a video doesn't follow our guidelines. By taking away monetization, it is a form of censorship. Taking away the ability to monetize a video where you're saying things that they don't deem okay. That's been described as censorship with a different name because if you do this on the regular and you have no advertising, it's not sustainable. This was either a purposeful move that they did not give creators a heads up on because I've seen a ton of people complaining on it, or they're just asleep at the wheel. Actually, update to this story, my producer just got off the phone with YouTube. Nope, this is 100% on purpose. Okay. Let's see if my videos just stop showing up in subscriptions anytime soon.
Now, this sort of thing had actually happened to me several times over the last year or so. Folks had obviously got into their heads that flagging my videos as inappropriate was a good thing to do. And so I got a string of these videos flagged as inappropriate for ad revenue. Hell, I had a video where all I was doing was describing in a most factual way the tanks of World War II. This was the M3 Lee, and it was very hurriedly rushed into service, and it was replaced very soon afterwards by probably the most iconic of the American tanks, which is the M4 Sherman. And that got flagged. One of me describing my model battleships got flagged. The British spent a huge amount of effort trying to get these ships out of the way. When they were at sea, they sent huge amounts of ships after them. When they were in port, they tried to bomb them, they tried midget submarines, anything to keep them out of action. How you could win a war with math got flagged, and this one about Sui Park. Now, all of those I contested, and YouTube reversed their decision on all of them. Now, none of that should remotely surprise anyone, though. These were the munchkins who were like, rah, 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 go Anita, when she went to the United Nations and said that they should ban anyone who said that she sucked on the internet.
As someone had mentioned, it's not just what is legal and illegal, right? Harassment is threats of violence, but it's also the day-to-day grind of you're a liar, you suck, you know.
And then they went and engaged in a mass letter-writing campaign to the academy where I work, calling me a Nazi, a misogynist, an Islamophobe, and a racist. Well, wasn't that nice of them? Look, let me level with you. I basically do two things with my life. I research and I make videos on YouTube, which is not the greatest of burdens since I enjoy both of them. But I also, like everyone else, have to make a living at this. So yeah, I get paid about half salary at the academy where I work. And the ad revenue pretty much covers the rest of it. And the Patreon support makes my existence comfortable. But that's a pretty volatile living when you have people scoping for your job simply because they don't like things that you've said on YouTube. When they will flag your videos as inappropriate for ad revenue simply because they want to get at you. Plus, all it takes is a change in the mood at YouTube, as this seems to be, and a few keystrokes later, and every one of your videos can just vanish. And there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. And I'll bet that this is one of the key reasons why you see so few actual scientists on YouTube. And yeah, real scientist it is. As far as I know, no one has done research on YouTube that has ended up getting published in a world-leading journal like Nature, as was done on this channel. And now we've got a follow-up on that that's gotten the cover of one of the world's top chemistry journals. More to come on that later. But yeah, this work was done on YouTube. And we need more scientists, competent folk who will put the time and effort into showing why some of this popular pseudoscience is bunk. I mean, the D-News, I read an article that claims to be science, therefore I'm a science reporter type thing.
What's your dream car? Something fast, sleek, fuel efficient? Well, mine is all of those, and it runs on salt water.
But someone who actually understands what they're reporting on. But I can tell you what every scientist out there doesn't want, and that's say, I wish more people would write to my employer calling me a Nazi because they disagreed with something that I said online.
People decide they're going to start a letter writing campaign, or they're going to, people en masse are going to contact his employer
with the intention of getting me fired.
I spoke as an employer and I said effectively he is besmirching their reputation and that they should basically give him the choice of either continuing to do these kinds of videos or continuing to be a scientist.
If you fucking lose your job, that's on you. If I lose my job for deciding to go online and have a message, that's not the person's job or fault that tried to fucking contact my employer. That's your fucking fault.
She then ups her game, not just bragging about her letter writing campaign.
Anyway, like I said, I'm not sorry. I did what I thought was right. It was a campaign. Other people wrote letters. Not just Bewildered Abe and not just me. But I won't say who, and I took down the channel. I took down the video, so you'll never know who said that they would.
But how she thinks this got me fired, and then reveling in how she thinks she's ruined my career.
Because he got mad at me because I made fun of him for losing his job.
And then boasts how there's nothing, absolutely nothing, that people can do to her.
And somebody else sent me a comment. They're going to contact my boss, which is apparently my husband. But part of the reason I wanted to do this video is these people can't do anything to me.
So sorry, I thought I could just hear karma calling there. Telling me that this guy, Dawa Films, has been hunting for my docs for months with malevolent intent. And in Dawa Films' own words, you do realize that if we find out, it's the end for Thunderfoot. The moment we find out where he teaches. And that the last resort is to hack into his channel. Not the main channel, Beauty in the Universe. He won't notice. Woot. And for those who would prefer to hear it straight from his mouth,
but I'm sorry, to say that it was not your intention is an absolute nonsense. It's clear from everything that you've done and everything that's been exposed about it that that was your intention. And you even went so far as to suggest hacking into his account to get the information that you required.
Okay, I've already stated previously, even before you came in here, all right, that even though nobody's going to believe me that I made that comment in jest, that still was inappropriate to make, all right? And I never went through with it.
I also wonder what the Muslim Student Association on that campus would believe about a faculty member endorsing these sort of bigoted opinions, which is why I sent every single one of them your videos, your statements, with your name attached.
Because nothing says I could easily and convincingly show that your position is utter bollocks on a free and open marketplace of ideas. They're not doing any of that, but instead trying to fuck up someone's personal life. And yeah, it doesn't matter what you're debunking, whether it's creationism or Islam or feminism or pseudoscience, you're gonna piss some people off. Yeah, progress frequently requires pissing people off. Challenging their sacred cows, challenging their core ideas. I mean, if we never challenged any of these because we were so terrified of offending people, we could never make any change in the world.
Have you heard of the term microaggression?
Yeah, that's a big thing on campus.
What about saying all lives matter?
I think because the history behind Black Lives Matter, it's kind of like appropriating a statement that was created specifically to talk about Black lives being lost to police brutality, so that is.
Telling a Black student that he or she is very articulate.
That is, yeah. Yes.
Saying God bless you after somebody sneezes.
Oh, that would be a microaggression because of different religions. Yeah, it could be a microaggression to someone who doesn't believe in God.
I mean, hell, when I looked at Philip Defranco's video, I gotta be honest, it was pretty vanilla stuff. Some social justice warrior was being an absolute bitch, saying she was gonna destroy some poor taxi driver's life because he had a Hawaiian bubble doll.
Oh, because I wasn't nice enough to you?
I've been pleasant to you this whole time.
I wasn't nice enough to you for this thing. That's fine. I have been video recording the entire time I've decided. You have been actually very rude and extremely entitled. Yeah, I'm sorry that you have no consideration for actual Hawaiian people who don't want to be a bobblehead item in your car while you're driving for a Lyft.
Huh. Now, how does that sound familiar?
You fucking selfish, dumbass idiot.
And the Lyft driver then ends up ending her ride. He gets her to leave the vehicle. He gets out of there. And the thing is, some of the sources for this story say that the Lyft driver was actually fired, which if that's true, that's insane.
And then there was some discussion about a convicted rapist.
And let's talk about the big update with rapist Brock Turner.
And then there's this thing about Chris Brown, which was typical celebrity news type stuff. He mentioned Black Lives Matter a lot.
And it's always gonna be fuck the police. Black Lives Matter, nigga. I don't care. Y'all gonna stop playing with me like I'm the villain out here, like I'm going crazy.
He called the police a gang.
Y'all the worst gang in the world, the police. And I said it. Fuck you.
He threw a duffel bag containing drugs and guns out of his window.
Well, soon after Chris Brown posted those videos, being reported that police recovered at least one gun and identified drugs from a duffel bag Chris Brown threw from the window of his home.
And, of course, he used the word nigger a lot.
And all y'all niggas know, I'm your daddy, nigga. Fuck this fame shit, I'm a real nigga.
Which, of course, can be desperately offensive in America. But the rest of the world's not really America.
One of these two men will become president of the world.
What do we care? We live in the United States.
The United States is part of the world.
Wow, I have been gone a long time.
I mean, as I explained at length in another video, what is considered offensive is frequently very dependent on the culture in which you live. There are places in the world where women not covering their heads is deeply offensive. I mean, it's usually now going to ban ads of content where women show their faces because some people find it offensive. You know, maybe if people complain enough about it. And yeah, what words people find offensive.
And all y'all niggas know I'm your daddy, nigga. Fuck this fame shit. I'm a real nigga.
Can be deeply cultural too. Sorry, but language just isn't like that. It's very plastic in its meaning. So, for instance, in America, fanny means bottom. It's a nice way of saying arse, and it's a term that you can quite happily use in polite conversation. Not quite so much in England. No, in England, fanny means what cunt means in America. Indeed, when I was a kid in England, the terms were perfectly interchangeable. Oh yeah, there's one hell of a learning curve on that one. So yeah, newsflash, social justice warriors, the whole planet does not revolve around your use of language. Just because you swoon at the mere mention of the word cunt does not mean that the rest of the world does too. Yes, words have very different associations in different places. So, for instance, in England, what you call pants in America are called trousers, and what they call pants in England are called underpants in America. Indeed, in England, the term pants can even be used as a sort of polite and comical swear word, in that if something is something is garbage, then you would say that it's pants. Well, when I was a kid in England, the word nigger was nowhere near as offensive as it is deemed in America. And this is because we didn't have the Deep South in England, which is where the name acquired most of its social connotations. And you don't have to look around much to see the horrible inconsistencies of what YouTube actually deems as acceptable for putting ads on. So you have Lacey Green talking about how she loves foreskins or faking orgasms. Yeah, all good family-friendly fun. And what company wouldn't want their adverts alongside BuzzFeed's yellow video about people give up masturbation for a month? Or all the kills in John Wick's. Sorry, all the brutal kills in John Wick's. Well, why wouldn't that be family friendly? And then, of course, Philip Defranco's vanilla criticism of social justice. And all of a sudden, whoa, steady boy, that shit's way out of bounds. That's crossing the line. That's just not right. That's just not okay when it comes to advertisers. And according to him, this was actually a conscious decision by YouTube.
Actually, update to this story. My producer just got off the phone with YouTube. Nope, this is 100% on purpose. Okay. Let's see if my videos just stop showing up in subscriptions anytime soon.
And damn straight if they're going to make a point of doing this to a guy like Philip Defranco, a guy who's been on YouTube almost as long as YouTube's been in existence. Hell, he's only been here 1 month longer than I have. Yeah, if they can make a point out of doing something like that to him. The guy's got almost 5 million subscribers. One of the top 300 YouTubers. Damn straight, that's a development which I and many other folks here on YouTube find deeply disturbing.